And speaking of awesome, welcome to the Rowdy.com.
Talking about me again?
No. Big three for Buck Fever. I'm Bassmasters. We're talking about the three biggest issues in racing today. Jerome Buzz Cutler knows what they are.
Awesome.
And he's going to tell us.
Toyota Racing Development's president, Lee White, has announced that TRD is expecting budget cuts. Of course, Jack Roush was once worried that Toyota was going to outspend everybody else and
maybe they still are,
victory.
Well, you got to sell cars to outspend anybody at anything.
Toyota can cut, but if everyone else cuts more, they've got an advantage.
I mean, that's the God's gospel truth. Is that Toyota? They've had a bad year, but not nearly as bad as Ford, GM, and Chrysler. I mean, these guys are going to the federal government and begging for dollars. Will it translate on the track? I don't know, but I think Toyota will do just fine this year, and I wouldn't be surprised.
And is the car of tomorrow somewhat of a savior for these other teams? Yeah. Because does it make that money advantage less important? I don't know. But
we could talk at great length about the opportunities here that this economy and racing has provided.
It's a buyer's market.
It really, really is.
If you've got cash, spend it.
Next question, Bassmasters.
I don't have it. Cutler has it.
Okay.
Well, as Buck and I discussed on yesterday's podcast, which can be found at Rowdy.com.
Nice plug. Nice plug.
Thank you. Max Siegel is leaving Chippendales to take over NASCAR's Drive for Diversity program. I have a quote here from a blog written by my friend and yours, David Poole.
Yes, yes, yes.
The great one.
Here is the quote.
Big splash.
I don't think Siegel will stay on the job very long. I don't think he's going to put up with being a show pony for a program if it has no real backing.
Well, okay. I mean, Poole knows more than I do, but maybe Max Siegel will change that.
Here's what we do. We just say, I couldn't have said it any better, David Poole. Good job. I agree with David Poole. I totally agree with David Poole. I hope he's wrong, but right now he's right.
I think the question might be if you're not satisfied with the Drive for Diversity program, and obviously Poole's not, and if he's not, then there's reasons not to be. The question is Max Siegel going to change that? Because I think he's right. Max Siegel's not going to be a quote-unquote show pony for anything.
Nobody.
So either it's going to change or he won't be around there long. Obviously, Poole thinks the latter. But maybe the former is a possibility too. But.
Yeah, let's flip the coin.
Give Max a chance.
Well, I wasn't picking on Max. I was sort of pointing the finger more at the history of NASCAR. Let's go ahead and say that in doing this, Brian France and NASCAR are taking this very seriously, and not that they haven't taken it seriously in the past.
I think their heart is in the right place on this.
Exactly.
But is their checkbook?
Yes,
maybe.
I think yes. I think it's been a bit slow going, but their heart.
They may not be doing enough. I'm not saying they're doing enough.
Max is a good step. I hope he is given carte blanche. That's how I think everybody. Poole feels that way, and we feel that way.
All right, we heard yesterday that David Gilliland is out at Yates Racing.
Yeah, no surprise.
Putting sponsorship issues aside, Menard in, Gilliland out.
You can't put sponsorship issues aside.
Yes, you can.
No,
it's a good
come
question.
on. Hypothetically,
good question.
Putting the sponsorship issue aside, would you rather have Paul Menard or David Gilliland behind the wheel of
I'm going to say Gilliland. I'm going to say Gilliland.
David Gilliland. I'm sorry.
The reason is because Menard.
But you have the chops like Menard. Well, I can't believe you're throwing him out like that.
There's nothing remotely similar about my
race fans. He's
hair.
Shaved him off, but he used to have the chops down here. The Tom Petty's, he had them, and so does Paul Menard.
I think his are more Captain Kirkish.
He is. He's got his Captain Kirk Army shirt on.
This is a U.S. Army. It's a sweater.
Meanwhile, back at Rowdy.com.
David Gilliland is your answer.
I think David Gilliland.
Fine.
Only because, again, you see this all the time in racing. If a guy hasn't had as much time, you tend to think maybe he's still got untapped potential. Menard's been around for actually longer than I thought. We talked about this at the podcast a couple weeks ago, and I was surprised how many seasons he's been racing. So I think Gilliland, but you could go either way on this one.
I'll tell you where you can go. Go to Rowdy.com. Check us out. That's all for today. For Bassmasters, Benjamin Buzz Cutler, I'm Buck Fever. Kirk out.
It just seems like kind of counterintuitive that you're speeding around a racetrack when you're not supposed to speed in the car. You're not supposed to speed, when you're not supposed to speed in the car.